Welcome back. The next conversation is all about pageantry. In studio this morning with us is Antina Campbell. She's the Executive Director of Miss Black International Ambassador Pageant. Good morning, Antina.
Good morning.
And she is joined by the reigning Miss Black International Ambassadors, none other than Queen Siobhan Steuben. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning, Queens.
Yes. Let's talk about this pageant and its purpose.
Okay.
You ladies are both visiting Belize. What is this all about?
Well, the Miss Black International Ambassador Pageant, first and foremost, we're not just a pageant. I mean, pageantry has been around for 50 plus years, right? And it's got a stigma as being, beauty pageant, but we focus on women of color and the beauty within, and we're a service pageant. We service the community on various topics. Most of these young women have platforms that focus on mental health, financing, political power, empowerment, a number of things happening around the world, and so we really stress the importance of giving back and serving in the community as well as in the country. So, of course, we have the traditional, gowns and prettiness, but we really are more impactful on serving the community and serving the world.
Well, I've never heard of the Miss Black International, and so immediately I wanted to know what's the connection to Belize. We have had several queens on the couch before, and this is the first time learning a bit more about what the Miss Black International seeks to achieve. For persons who might not be aware of this title, how does it connect to Belize?
Well, first, it's Miss Black International Ambassadors.
Ambassadors.
So these are women all over the country. Miss Siobhan, who is our current Miss Black International Ambassador Queen from Texas, but we have Haiti.
Okay.
We have women from South Africa. We have women from Ghana. We have women from all over the country, Jamaica, Bahamas, that are a part of our pageant system, and that's the international component, right?
Gotcha.
And with they're in the United States, they're ambassadors of those countries. And you see a lot of pageantry, but our focus is really on being ambassadors if you're native of that country or if you're from the United States and you have ties. So our ties for Belize is simply, I've been to Belize. We have a lot of Belizean relationships in the States that have come over, that brought us over here and introduced us to a multitude of cultures and organizations that we want to support. So Belize is beautiful. The food is phenomenal, so yeah.
Siobhan, what motivated you to become a part of this movement?
Yeah, so Miss Black International Ambassador is, like Antina said, all about being impactful. What drew me specifically was the tagline around being a change agent. For me, I'm involved in a lot of political advocacy, and so I advocate for voting rights or education, anything around food poverty, things like that. And so when I heard about being a change agent, it reminded me that pageantry is for me, for one. To Antina's point, I was of the belief stereotypically, right, this was a beauty pageant, right?
Yes.
In that I get in a pretty gown and someone judges what I look like, but they were judging what actually was coming out of my mouth. And what I actually was doing, what my feet were doing, right? What my feet are on the ground doing. And so I really enjoy this system because it's not just about what I look like, but it's also what I do, who I advocate for, who I serve, and what my day-to-day lifestyle is.
What has your reign been like so far? How long have you been the current queen?
Yeah, so I was crowned in July of 2025.
Gotcha.
And then we'll crown a new queen in August of 2026 right here in Belize. So that'll be really exciting. And so my reign has looked amazing, right? Of course, this trip has been the icing on the cake thus far, my favorite piece. But it also has looked like speaking at different organizations with young children, just to motivate them to continue what they're doing or explain to them what it looks like, right? So I've talked to high schoolers around how they can get involved in pageantry or just how they'd be a leader on their campus. Of course, we've done some of the marches, so I was just in an MLK Day march in Houston. And then, of course, working with some of our partner organizations. So I've actually been able to help see some of our partner organizations from Miss Black International Ambassador in some of the organizations that I'm involved in, such as like Girl Trek, where we actually are promoting health. And so how do we continue to expand not just the brand of Miss Black International Ambassador, but the impact that we're bringing? And so it's beyond just the actual organization's name, but actually what we're doing.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what brings you guys to Belize? Are you looking for potential queens?
Absolutely.
Talk to us a bit about that.
So we are hosting the first ever Miss Black International Ambassador Pageant right here in Belize, August 15th. And we are here to talk about and recruit. We want Belizean representation. So hoping to get, we recruit in 4 divisions: teen, Miss, Ms., and Mrs. So we're hoping that we get some Belizean representation, but we will be back here in August with probably 20 to 30 delegates from all over the world, and we'll be at the Best Western Biltmore Hotel.
I think what's really great about the system in the 4 different divisions is we're able to exemplify every facet of a woman's journey. So whether you're a teen or a Miss who, unmarried and without children, or a Ms. who maybe is previously married or with children, or if you're a Mrs., right? It all is a part of what your life is like as a woman, and that looks different, and you can be impactful no matter what stage of life, and I think that's really special.
What's the lineup of the pageant like? I've seen a couple different types of pageants, but this one sounds like it's going to be all about intellect and service. So what's the run of show going to look like?
You want to take it away?
Yeah, so the categories. So there is still some of the traditionalism, right? There's still evening gown. We don't do swimwear, we do fitness. And so there's still not a physical fitness portion of it, but you're able to pick, like, if you're in like biker shorts or leggings. I prefer tennis dresses. But, and then we also have our onstage question. We have a pitch competition, which I think is my absolute favorite part.
Tell us about that. What's a pitch competition about?
So the pitch competition is essentially your platform and how you can expand that. And so for me, mine was around teaching young people to kind of intersect into organizations that are legacy organizations. So I'm a part of an organization that's been around since 1909. And so mine was around how can I help make young folks kind of bridge the gap between our seasoned folks, but also understand how to advocate outside of those issues, not just around their age. And so you're able to take that and say, how am I going to expand this? Is it a nonprofit? Is it an LLC? Is it a program, right? And then you're pitching that to a set of judges. And then they're going to, of course, score you. And then we also have a winner for who's the best pitch. So each category usually has a best in that category. But the pitch is amazing because no matter what, you leave with something, and you leave with this plan to continue the work that you're doing, because it's more than just whatever sash and crown that you wear, but it's what you're going to carry through and what your actual purpose is. So the pitch is about really yourself and how you can make the community better.
I think
then we have the costume.
Oh, the costume, yes. Costume, of course. So your costume represents whatever state or country that you have. So of course mine was Texas related. So whatever country or state that you are the delegate for, your costume should exemplify the culture of that area.
one of the things I wanted to quickly go back to was the pitch portion of the competition, because oftentimes when we speak about pageants and the reigning of a queen, we spend a lot of time highlighting what that year looks like. But after their reign, what happens? We don't really know if they continue, if there's continuity, or if they just stop. And so hearing you highlight a pitch kind of, for me, speaks to what that legacy of your effort can look like as well. Would you say that is the case? Because I imagine after August, you're going to still be talking about, you know, legacy companies and still trying to encourage young people to fill that gap and interact with different generations.
No, absolutely. It's all about the continuity, and it's not just the standalone reign of a year. I think when we have women that come into our system, it's really about who you are, and who you are is not a standalone portion of time. It's truly the trajectory of where you're going. And so I think MBIA does a really great job, and I've competed. This is actually my second time that I competed, and so my first time I was actually first runner-up, and so that was in 2022, but I was able to see my sister queens from 22 in between 2025 actually continue the work that they're doing. And so I know one of our misses actually just, that from 2022 just launched like a global language immersive program, and that was part of her platform back in 22 that she's still continuing.
That's so amazing. What would your message be to whomever your successor would be come August?
Oh, absolutely. I think my message is, one, join us, right? In order to be my successor, you have to participate in the pageant. And so I would, one, tell them, please go fill out an application on the MBIApageant.com. But then two, once you're in the system, truly relish in it. Get to know your sister queens, be yourself. and just come ready and willing to make an impact. Come ready and willing to do something different and also try something new. Where for me, right, first time in Belize, and so there's a lot of things that I learned while I was here, and that's similar for pageantry. I think no matter where you go, there's always something to learn, and there's a first time experience to be had. And so just be willing to dive head first into the adventure and have fun.
All right. Well, is there a fee associated with registering for the pageant? Can you give us the logistics of that?
There is. There's an application fee, so you have to apply first, and it's $75 at this time. And then
Belize or U.S.?
U.S. $75 U.S. And then there's a registration fee, and that registration fee is $1,900.
Okay.
However, that covers your entire. We're here for a whole week, so even though the pageant is August 15th, we get it here August 8th. And we spend time in the community. We just expose the girls to some culture and excursions, and of course rehearsal. But that covers their entire stay for the week, all their meals, all their ground transportation, any excursions we have. Because as Siobhan gave, there's different categories that they compete in. We provide their fitness wear and their opening dance number. And then they get a nice little goodie bag with sponsors, give hair, makeup products. And it's usually about a value of about $400 or $500. So it's quite a bit they get for that price. So yeah.
All right.
And they're able to pay it in monthly payments.
All right. And you said that the application is available online. Can you remind us again of the website?
Yes, the website is thembiapageant.com. So THEMBIAPAGEANT.com.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I want to quickly throw in a little bit of an activity with you guys right now. So we have a thing that we do every day. Oh, I'm just pulling it out on my own. Now, I'm going to engage you guys in what we call our cultural phrase of the day. So you spoke of being here in Belize and enjoying the culture. Yes. Have you learned any Creole or heard of any Creole so far?
I had someone come up to me and speak Creole because they thought I was Belizean. So I've heard it. Not too much exposure. I could not respond.
Well, this morning's Creole phrase is, if you not check the water, not take off your shoes.
Okay.
Have you ever heard, does that make sense to you?
If you don't check the water, don't take off your shoes.
Ah, yes. So it translates in English, if you're not checking the water, don't take off your shoes. What do you think that means?
Is it about the temperature of the water?
No, it's not literal.
Oh, not literal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like
It's a proverb.
Yeah, if you're not being aware of what's happening around you, then don't step into it.
They don't get comfortable.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's excellent. That's a very good way of interpreting it. So this means plan ahead before jumping into situations. And really, it's about the same thing that you just said. I love that. Ladies, you know Creole. we could throw some Creole proverbs around.
Okay, give us another one. We're ready.
We don't have any more.
That was the one for the day.
It was the one for the day. But thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. And we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, we're going to take another quick break. And what do we have coming up next, Isani?
We have Belize High School debate team.
All righty.
With us next.